Hey, so what's up, everybody? Whoever was here last week, you'll know, but if you weren't, you can go back to the videos. Last week we kind of spoke, and Ross is hopping on, and he could kind of explain as well. We talked about hashtags and how important they are, in the way that you utilize the system. Just to rehash real quick, hashtags are normally used for two purposes from what I am understanding with the way we use it. One, it's used as a way to be able to filter and find large amounts of data or leads by certain criteria. So, for example, you can use a hashtag for a subdivision or a town, or whether the houses have pools or price point, or whether they're agents or referral agents or vendors, etc. Right? And just on a general basic level. I'm going to share this as well so that you can kind of remember. Let me just put it on three.
Hey, Fred, I have a quick question, and I know if I probably would have watched last week's, I would know the answer to this.
Sure.
Do we use those in conjunction with, I mean, we're already labeling them sphere, agent, vendor, buyer, lead, active lead, all the things.
Yeah.
So if we have already called them a vendor in
Hmm.
the notes, do we still put hashtag vendor, or is that where we go hashtag plumber or
Yes.
electrician or
Yes. And that's where
be?
I
Okay.
was bringing this up. I did show in the last video where you can go and look up all the hashtags that you have in the system, but I would implore you, while you're developing and building up this thing that you call your KVCORE system, that you find um the time to um update like a database like this, a little list of what your hashtags are and what they mean, so that you could quickly go back to those particular hashtags to understand. So I use this quite often. It's a spreadsheet of different things within KV Core that are helpful for me with all these different tabs, but one is hashtags. And yes, to answer your question, yes. Like if I had a vendor, I would have a hashtag for lender, for attorney, for insurance, for fencing, so that if I needed to quickly grab a bunch of, vendors that I feel are preferred, it's not like I have to run to my phone or try and find them online. You know, KV Core, if you're using it properly, is a place where you can go and pretty much use it for everything. Like you can keep a good track of things. So when it comes to hashtags, this is kind of like the idea. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but they can be used as filters to find like all of your photographers or your lenders or etc. But it's also used to start things. So we walked the last video through a property search and how to create an automatic property search off of a hashtag. And the reason why we did that is just to give you the understanding of why you would want to do that now, so that when we get to the point of updating, hold on for one sec, someone's coming. When we got to the point of updating and taking a large mass of people, I want you to think about, if I have buyers, I'm going to take a hashtag for property search and I'm going to put buyers on a property search, which I did explain in a prior video why you would want to do that as well. So definitely go back and reference those videos. So just wanted to rehash the importance of hashtags. So today, what I wanted to do for you is kind of walk you through some of the beginning stages of how to create a campaign, but we're not going to create a campaign. What we are going to do is create an advanced email. Um, in your campaigns, you can create different types of campaigns. Some can be just text messages, some can be emails, some can be a combination of both. There's other advanced opportunities like videos and stuff that you have to pay for additional services. I've never gotten into that yet because I don't feel the need for it. But you can add videos into your emails. So you see, there's other ways to manage through this, right? So once again, I might be bouncing back and forth from week to week because I know there's some more mundane things that aren't going to bring you the tangible benefits of starting your own campaigns immediately. So I kind of felt that today would be a good way
Stop.
to get you, knowledged up a little bit so you can start creating some, um, emails already, right? So you guys can see KVCORE here, correct? Okay. So in order to start creating, obviously, when you're in a lead, I have shown you guys how to get into here, right? This is where your database is. This is where the people sit and reside. If you click on any particular one, you can go into it. But I just wanted to remind you here in like this particular lead that, campaigns sit here in the lead itself, right? And in every lead itself, you have the ability to send an email if this is grayed off. So technically, there's a couple of ways that you can send either just a basic email or an advanced email. You could do it within the lead itself, like here, where you can start to create the mechanisms for an advanced email, or you can send a basic email, right? Here, there's a template where as you start to create particular emails, either for a campaign or for example, you might want to, such as here, have rebuttals for certain things. So we have rebuttals for sellers, rebuttals for buyers and renters, where you might not want to type the same thing over and over and over and over again. You can create templates of emails so that you don't have to constantly rewrite the wheel, right? So what I wanted to just show you is that within the lead itself, you can create an advanced template here. You can grab prior emails that you had a template for. Like, for example, if I just grab, let's just say this one. It's a template that I created. It auto-populated the subject letter. You can create a BC and CC if you want someone else to be copied, just in case. But here's an email and it's set, right? So I just wanted to show you that you do have that capability within the lead itself. But for a mass scale, for a larger scale, the way that you would create these templates is by going to marketing. You're going to go to, I just want to make sure I am recording, correct? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You're going to go to marketing. You're going to go to, let's just click on marketing itself and it'll open up all these different options. This is the way the window looks if you click on here versus clicking specifically on this. What you're going to do is you're going to click on Smart Campaign. And this is where the crux of the building of campaigns happens. This is where the magic happens that everybody's looking for, right? But within this, you have the ability to create templates. And this is where you're going to start to begin to create like the crux to your campaigns. But remember, we're crawling before we walk, before we run, right? So you're going to click on templates. And here in templates are the different types of templates that you can create. You can create an email, a text, a call, a task, and a webhook, right? Right now, we're going to focus on email. So you can create one from scratch by just adding, add template. But if you already have one created, you can also search for it. I have a lot of content in here, so it takes a little bit to think through it. Bear with me here. Hopefully it won't take too much longer. Come on. So, once this populates, it'll bring up all the emails that you have pre-created in the system. And some may already be created for you, like there might be some canned responses if you come here. And you can look in them if you want to. Come on.
Brett, are you going to show us how to create a template?
Yes, I'm just, the system is just taking a little bit, so I'm just trying to fill some video air until this thing, gets over here. But, things to think about when you have an advanced email, right? Do you have like a little banner or a branding banner for yourself, a power picture of you with your emblem on there saying, like Janice Sandburn sells Clearwater or some crap like that, right? You might want to start to develop these things, and I'll show you why. So let me just grab each month. What I use with this template is for newsletters. So you can create newsletters each month. You can use emails in a campaign. You can send out just an idea that you come up with the holiday season. You can send this out to a bunch of people. So I'm just going to grab one of our old newsletters from like last month, and I just know that I always label them with the month. So if you are searching for a particular one, you can just type it up and just click search. Obviously, the one thing that I can anticipate is internet speed in the morning. So come on, you can do it. The little computer that couldn't. Okay, here we go. And look at, I'm searching, and you can see that I created a newsletter last October, but we had one this year too. So you can clone a particular newsletter that you have by just clicking clone here. You can edit it. But the good thing about why I'm showing you this is if you really truly get in the habit of doing a newsletter every month, why do you need to recreate the wheel? You don't need to. So what I do as just a way to help you guys is I take the template from the prior month and I clone it so that I don't have to recreate another whole entire process all over again. So by clicking here and cloning, I'm going to clone this, and now it's pulled that email up, and here's a brand new version of it, and you can see where it says copy right here. So we're going to use this as the playing grounds to show you how to create an advanced email, right? So here I have our banner. I would highly recommend if you have a banner or you have some, kind of branding to definitely put something here. The way to do that, to include an image into it, is just by simply clicking image here.
Hey,
So
Brad, I have a question.
sure,
Like, do you and Nicole just have one KV core?
we do, yes.
Okay.
And the question, the reason why you're asking that is because you and Deanne have two separate KV cores.
Yes, we do. So we were,
Um, yeah, so the thing is how are you utilizing your KV cores to be a team?
we're not yet. We're
But
we're just doing individual.
that's the goal, of course, right?
Right, right.
So the goal is if you have separate databases, what you can do is I would sit together and maybe create a cookie cutter email template that you both utilize while you both create it separately in each KV core, but you do the same format. And
Yes.
if your databases are different, then I would make sure that you guys, since you're looking similar as a team, you would send them out close to the same days with the same look and feel, so that by the time that you guys meld this thing together into one cohesive thing, you guys have that look and feel of the same, business, right? That would be my recommendation, right?
Okay. Yeah,
There's
we're
no-
working on that. That
Of
we've
course,
got the same.
you can do a team platform. If you guys are doing that, the difference between me and Nicole is we're a domestic partnership, so we share the same KV core together. And like I had mentioned yesterday, an important thing for hashtags for you to consider, Janice, because you are working as a team, is that if you're working in separate KV cores, you might want to, you can share, and I'll eventually show you guys how you can share a lead over to somebody else, right?
Yeah, Deanne has been doing that to me.
Okay,
So,
and another thing to consider is maybe she might want to hashtag your name to the ones as well, so she can find that easily. But there are
good idea.
filters that I'll eventually show you where you can find those things. But I would definitely have you guys create these emails together so that they look the same and they do the
Okay.
same things. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So just to kind of show you at a high level what a typical newsletter of ours looks like, we have our banner up front with our contact information just to kind of look kind of fancy. In between each section, we have like a line, distributing or parsing the different topics that we're talking about. We have a call to action button here, kind of talking about us a little bit. Every month, if there's a holiday, we find a holiday of interest and we kind of talk about that particular holiday, maybe a little history about it, or just a little fun fact about the holiday. So it's not just like happy Halloween, like, hey, did you know Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a, just a little thing, right? A little blurb about the holiday. And then you could read more about that particular, you know, holiday on the link that we found some information about it. Once again, a divider between the next topic. The next topic, we try to find a win that we had this month in particular, where we find a client of that we honor for that month, like this was the Holloways. We try and throw some pictures in there, talk a little bit about them and their experience that they had with us in the transaction. I think that this is a positive way for people to see that, yes, there's people you're really helping, like, and the beautiful thing about this is after we're done writing a little story about, the transaction, we take a picture of the house and we then think about what is our client saying? So not only do we have a picture of somebody saying, hey, they want to take a picture with us and we did close a house, we try and throw a testimonial for the month of somebody who wrote something nice about, our services. The good thing is that you have multiple transactions in a month. You might not have one next month. I would use one for this particular month and I would use one for the next month, right? And I technically don't necessarily have the testimonial of the client that we closed with. These people are the Holloways, but the Manders gave us a great review. So I included that review instead. So now it gives a little more credence that not only are we helping these clients, but other clients are saying great things about us. So I think it's a nice thing. It's your
Hey,
choice. Yeah.
hey, Fred, I have a quick question.
Yep.
Did you have to get the Holloway's permission in order to use that picture?
We always
Like
kind of let
even
them
in
know that
okay,
they're always open to utilize. We always joke around like, hey, you might be famous one day. So we might put you in the newsletter or, if we can share your pictures online, and most of the time they say that's fine. I tend to try and do a did you know, like a little video I do once a month. I used to do once a week, but now I only do once a month where I try and talk about a particular topic and they can click on this video and watch the video about the topic in question, right? And there's a way in which you can subscribe to my particular page, the YouTube page we have. I throw an article of the month. So if you have a particular website that you like to get good ideas about home design, repairs, the market industry, the market itself, where real estate is going, you can, take a picture from the website and then add the link so that they can go and find some useful information that you find is easy. So this month we did 38 fall decor ideas to cozy up your living room, you know? So it's always good to have some other things that people can click on, because you just don't want to spew real estate. You want them to find some benefits. You want to add value. And I would implore you, when you're sending your emails out, especially in a campaign, to consider, how are you adding value to them? How are you getting them interested? What type of things can you do? Like, I'm giving you some ideas right here. Like a did you know video once a month is a great thing because you're adding value. You might be talking about the market right now and why buying is the right time right now versus waiting 4 or 5 months, or a seller, why listing a property at this moment is the right time, whatever topic you feel is important, right? This cozy little idea, like for fall ideas, people will click in here and they'll be like, well, he usually has a good article that I can read each month, right?
Hey,
Here
Fred,
also,
I have a question. How
sure.
about you think like a travel spotlight or something on the newsletter, since you're trying to, like, since I have a certified international property specialist designation?
Absolutely. That just adds value to you, Janice. Like somebody you're targeting. When your database gets large, you're targeting a wide range of different interests and likes, right? You're not gonna just think about catering to your interest and needs, right? You're trying to grab the attention of the hundreds, if not thousands, of people you have in your database. And by sprinkling different topics and different things, you might cater to a younger couple who likes the party life and likes to get out there in the mix. You might find someone who's a traveler and might be interested in investment property. Some people want to remodel and do some decorative ideas. So, finding some good articles and a good website is a great thing. So, like, just to continue on, look at, I found a website to find Tampa entertainment and events. So if they click on this website, they can find the know and what's happening in Tampa Bay if they want to do something fun, right? It's adding value to them. In Clearwater and St. Pete Beach, we service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco. So I want people to have not only the option to look at Tampa, we service Clearwater. So here's some fun things that you can do by clicking on this link. I offer stats so people can see the numbers on what's happening in the market. And I give a little bit of information on my own personal take of how the market is going, right? These are just some ideas. And I'm just showing you what my newsletter looks like. I have people, if you're interested in selling a house, you want to know how much your house is worth, click here. And then here's the sell points at the bottom of the thing. If they've gotten to that point, great. But everything else is adding value. And then at the bottom, I start getting into all of, hey, you're interested in selling a house? Click here. Interested in a free, home search? Click here. This is a property search. This is a market report. And if you recall from the prior videos, in the lead, you remember there was a property alert that you can create like an MLS search in KVCORE, and then that's this home search. And here is a market report when you have sellers, where I showed you last week in the lead, you can create the zip code, or you can put their address in, or a town, to help them, get an idea of what the values of houses are. It's like a very high level CMA, right? And then you can come visit our website. So this is the gist of what I provide every month in a newsletter. Every month I change it up, predicated to the month. And if you have this template set, you won't need to come and create the wheel every month and have to do all of this all over again. So I use this as a template for me to create that. So I just want to give you a high level, but I'm going to walk through these things now and show you how I created this newsletter. So obviously you're going to need a template name. So if you're doing a monthly newsletter, maybe call it newsletter with the month and the year so that you can go back and search it. I kind of keep the subject line pretty vanilla, usually the same, so that I can just change the month or a slight little thing. So what's up, Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete? Halloween is almost here. Next in December, it'll be like, happy holidays, whatever the hell, summer's coming. Just keep it simple. So the different things that you can put within the email, if we kind of scroll over here to the side, you can put images, you can put buttons. The buttons are what you see here, which is a call to action where you can call somebody, you can click on a link, you can watch a video. The dividers are these things here, these lines. You can change the colors. So dividers are these that create the division. Social, let me click on this real quick. Let me see. Bam. That's just the little icons that you can include, and I'll show you that in a moment. But I'm gonna delete this real quick. And we'll walk through all of these, okay? So starting off, I feel like an image of you is a good thing. They want to know who you are immediately, right? So I'm sorry, get out of here. So the way to do this is when you're here and you have your content, you'll click on image, you'll hold it by left clicking, and you'll drag it to where you want it to be. So here, I'm going to just drag. You see where it says drag here? If I go below the line, above the line, it'll just drag it right into place. And simply, just as simple as that, you can browse and find a picture. So I'll reduplicate this option, right?
Hey, Fred,
Yeah.
how did you pull up, I click add template and I clicked email template and I don't have those buttons on the side. I just have like a pretty basic.
Yeah, so there should be a button that says advanced editor.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry.
No, no worries. That's a great question. And sometimes I'll assume that I said something and I didn't. So once again, we clicked on image a moment ago. We dragged it into the field where we wanted it, and now you're just going to browse and find the picture that you want to include, right? So we can move along, or you can try and test these waters while we're doing it. I would probably implore you to try that. So we're just gonna drop a picture. I don't care what picture it is. We'll insert this, right? So you see how it inserted the picture with no issues. Once again, if you click here, you can see that there's little options. So if you hold here with these arrows, you can actually move this picture if it landed in a spot that you didn't want it to land. You see these little crosses here? You just hold, click and hold, and I can move it below the line now if I wanted to. So, maybe if you have a duplicate picture that you're putting in your email for some reason, you can duplicate it a couple of times and you could drag it down to where you need it. I'm just showing you for examples because you might think that you created an image like, oh God, it's not where I want it to. No worries. Take it and drag it where you need it to go. Okay. Now in here, you can duplicate this as well. So let's just say, for example, this is a great example. Well, I'll hold that for a second. I'll hold that thought, but you can duplicate this by just clicking that little icon there. Yep.
I cannot get any images to drop and load. It just keeps
Sure.
like kicking them back out.
All right, so let's check that.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
It literally says empty folder, upload some files here. So I have a couple pictures over here because I was kind of prepping for this.
Sure,
and I'm just trying to drag and drop it and it doesn't do anything.
So let me hold on. Let me have you share your screen because I think that'll be a great opportunity.
Okay. Oh, I can't. I'm on my phone for the call, but I'm on my computer.
I understand. I understand. So, here, let's just do this. Let's create a new image. Let's bring it here. And then we're gonna browse. So, da 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 da. So let me just check. How do we da da da? So when you click upload, it's not just letting you go and find your folder like this.
It brings up, well, obviously I have an empty folder because I've gotten to this far before, and I cannot figure out how to upload,
So
you know,
what I need you
images.
to do is go to the folder in your network or on your computer where you'll click on pictures. Like for example, I'll go to some property pictures. I'll click on the folder where it's sitting, and then I'll just pick a picture like this where it's sitting on your computer. And if
Yeah, I have one on my desktop, and I have an email pulled up and it says drop content blocks here. And so I'll take that picture and drag it over there, and it just shows me that here, I can show you my screen like this. Dun, 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 dun. Give me a second here. Like this is what it does. So I have this, and I have this picture right here. So I try to drop it there.
mm-hmm. So why don't you do it a slightly different way?
Okay.
Go back. Is that to the, I can't really see, to the right, is that say upload right there? What does that say in the top right corner in the blue button?
Basic editor, that.
Yeah. Um, just follow my lead real quick. So I want you to
Okay.
do the steps as I do it, right? So
Okay.
you're gonna click on upload. Now you're gonna go to your desktop,
Wait,
like
where, I'm sorry. I was going back to, I could just see your picture. Where did you click on upload?
so you click right here before you upload anything, you're gonna click on upload. You see that? But you should have that button available. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I don't have that button.
Okay, so then just click out of the clone editor real quick. Oh wait, no. So
And I'll have clone. I go to add template,
okay.
and then email template, because I don't have anything to clone.
Okay. So when you go and are you here in this window where it's just a blank and you
Yep.
have images and all this here? So you're
Yep.
going to click on image, left hold, and you're going to drag it
Okay.
right into place, right? And you should have this, correct?
Yes.
You're going to click browse.
Right.
You should have now file manager like upload, right?
Yes. Now I do. I did
Okay.
not before.
Because you probably clicked and did something else. So click upload.
Okay.
And now you're going to go on your computer and go to up to your desktop, right? You're going to click on desktop.
Yep.
You're going to find the image in question. I don't know what this image is. God help me.
Right.
We'll see what it is. I'm going to click on this. And then we're just going to click open. And it should upload that picture into this area for you to utilize. Did it?
It opened it up. It didn't put it anywhere.
Is it sitting here? Look at this. You see the screen? Did the picture drop in here?
Oh, once I clicked it and dragged it, it did.
Okay, so
Yeah,
now
but it
you're just
didn't,
gonna
not from
click
the,
it.
oh, that was weird.
So you're
Okay.
gonna click insert. And now it should drop it right into your, is it in there?
Damn. Yes, thank you. That was 75 steps, it felt like, and that is where I constantly got stuck trying to do this like months ago. And after 20 minutes of screwing around, I'm just like, fuck it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to a meeting. I don't have time
Yeah.
to do this for 4 hours.
No,
This is
but
not gonna
you
bring
got
me
it.
business.
But you got to push through. You got to push through it. So now you know how to upload the photos.
God, thank you.
So this is how you would
Sorry,
upload.
sorry, everybody.
No, it's okay because what you went through is what someone else is going to go through as well. So it's important, right? So, that is how I uploaded any one of this, like this picture, this picture, this picture, this picture. That is the steps on how to get all these pictures into your email by the step that we did by clicking image, you drag it in, you click, upload photo, find your photo on the computer, pick it, it'll bring it into that little area of saved photos, and then you click insert. Okay. So another thing that I would recommend, other than the photos, is these little dividers. I think that's a nice way of parsing out the different categories of topics you're going to talk about, this little divider. And the way you can do that is by clicking divider and dragging it to where you need to. So for example, let's just say this was a break in topics that I wanted. You can drag it here, and now you have a divider here. But you can see this one is different to this, and you have to adjust it. So by clicking on it, like I just did, it's allowing me now to make adjustments to the transparency, to the width, to the color, to the style of it, right? So as you can see, if I start clicking, I can make it thicker here. I can make it a solid line, a dotted line, a dashed line, whatever your style suits you. If you have the color pattern of EXP, you can use the actual EXP color patterns by the number here. These numbers are specific numbers for colors. If you have those numbers and those colors, you can use that. Otherwise, if you have a certain color pattern that you feel is something that you're looking for, maybe I want red. So I'm looking for a red color. So you can drag through these and find certain colors. You can have colors that you use often that automatically pan here. Or if you have specific color numbers, you can put the color numbers into here and it'll find the color and you can save it. But just for, the sake of doing this, let's just say I wanted black dot, right? So it's selected black and you can see it changed to a black dotted line. Let's just say I think that looks ridiculous with the dotted line so thick. I'm going to do something like that, right? You can change the width, make it smaller, make it take the whole page, right? And you can do different things like align it to the right, center, to the left. I like it centered. And, this is just other extra stuff that you can play around with. But the gist is that I would recommend if you're going to do a nice long newsletter or email to separate it by its different things. And the good thing that I would recommend is as you're creating a brand new template, now that we have this here, remember this icon can duplicate things. So I would recommend to create a whole bunch of them so that you don't have to continue in trying to create a whole bunch of them while you're creating your email. So I'd create a bunch of them and you can delete
Oh,
some extra ones. And now look at, you can now say, as you're creating new things and inserting new things, you can now just say, hey, I want this to actually be, if I click here, like I showed you before, I want this to be in between these two lines. And now you don't have to create a whole bunch of things. So when you're creating a new thing, like a new divider or a new button I would create a couple of them, and then you can change whatever you need inside of it. So this is how you create a divider to put in between things. And once again, by clicking on this little cross, will allow you to be able to move it accordingly if you need to. So like if I wanted to move this above this picture, bam, you see? So create a couple of dividers so you don't have to recreate the wheel again. Text, simple. Just click on text and drag right into the space that you want to write something. Now you have a text box. If there's a certain text font that you like from something else, you can copy it from that and paste it here. Now, for you to see, within the text box, you can pick different colors. You can pick ink colors as well. So if you have certain color numbers, you can use them. Or you can once again just click in here and decide what color you want. So let's just say we want that to be black. I'll click on black. Maybe I want this to be black. Boom. So my font is black. If I click in here again, maybe I want it to be spaced out a little bit more, a little less, right? I would recommend keeping it tight because if it's not, your email is going to be like kind of long. You might lose them pretty quick. You can do different spacing as well. Within here, you can, if you click in here, you can use different options similar to Windows where you can do italics on a specific word or the entire thing. You can do bold, underline. You can change the sizing of the font. You can change the color of the font if you want by clicking here instead versus here. You can click whether there's a color behind it. You can create paragraphs and bullet points. Everything is within that if you click right into the window where you go to type in. So once again, it's your leisure to play around with this and get the feel and touch of what you want for your email. I tend to like the blue. I'll probably change it a little bit in the future because this is our new, branding stuff, and we have blue and like white and black before we had the EXP colors, and I kind of still like to keep it for now, but think about that carefully because as you start to create other emails and templates of your, smart campaigns, it would be better that you keep a consistent color and scheme in your things to just for branding purposes, right? So, you could use a template like this to create just a basic thing like I'm doing right now, so that in the future, if you need to go create a template for a campaign, you can come to here and clone this and then create the template for that and save it with a new name. So did I lose you with that thought, or is everybody cool with that? Okay. So
Did you see Janice's question? Did you create your banner in Canva?
that it can be created in Canva. That was part of a marketing thing that we did with a company that helped us create our logo and stuff. So he helped us. You can create this in Canva if you're good enough. I could probably, but there's some things that are part, like some of this stuff here, I think is part of the subscription. But if you're good enough, you can create this. Yes, Canva is a great way to, all of this stuff you can find in Canva. I would definitely tell you yes. Um, so that's how you create a text box. So once again, let's just reduplicate that concept again. So you click here, drag it right into the place that you want, and you can start typing away. And then you can change, like, let's just say I want this to be a different color. So let's go to the color spectrum and let me say I want it to be blue. I save that. Now all the text is blue. Let's just say I want it to be bold. Click on the bold. Italics, bam. So by clicking within the box, it'll allow you to use these options, but then you also have these options off to the side where you can do some additional things like spacing of the lines, spacing of the letters, And as always, once again, this little icon will allow you to duplicate it. So if you have like a certain pattern that you like I like this pattern, why have to do it all over again? Duplicate it a couple of times, and now you have a template for you to utilize to write something different. Does that make sense? So now I can take this, I can drag it right into place. This is where I want my words to be placed. And now I don't have to, now I can just change it to whatever I want. I can just change, and then it's the same format. So I would, once you get the format of how your text looks, make a couple of them. Once you get the format of your dashes, make a couple of them so you don't have to, and then you can duplicate them and drag them, okay? And once again, if there's something that you don't want, you can just click on it and it'll give you the option to delete it. Okay. So now, and I hope I'm keeping your attention. I know and we're going a little past the time, but that's okay if you guys are okay with it, because this is rather important. There's the call to action buttons. This is where you can have people do things, and this is pretty cool. So I would definitely pay close attention to this stuff. So to create a button, just click button, right? And you drag it down. Wow, it's a button. Well, what the hell does this button do? It does nothing right now. But there's a multitude of different things that you can do with this button. So for example, if we click on this button here, the one that I've already created, you can see in here that this has a different type, and the link type is make a call. So by clicking on this little drop down option, you have different things that people can do when they click on that button in your email. You can have them open up a web page. You can have them send an email automatically. You can have them make a phone call, or you can have them send a text. So think about your messaging and think about what you want to do. So right up at the top, one of the first things I have right after having our banner in a regular page without all this extra stuff is a little bit about us, and then call Q the experts today. So I have the call, make a call option. That's the option we want. We put our phone number with the zip code in front. I mean the area code, right? You can pick the different style of font that you like by doing it here. You see, we have Source Sans Pro, but you can pick a multitude of different options of what you want it to look. Font size, whether you want it regular or bold. You see, you can change it to bold, you can change it to regular. You can pick the color of the button itself. So once again, I was able to capture the EXP colors, and I wanted it to look true EXP colors. So the button I wanted blue, and the text I wanted orange, EXP orange. You can align the button how you want it, whether you want it to sit to the right, center, or left or right. You can have spacing, the general usual things that happen when you're in like a Microsoft Word program or something like that, right? So once you create that, now you can actually click within the button. So once again, I wanted it to make a call. So I have the phone number set. So when they click on the button, it will automatically ring that number. Okay. So here you just have to click within the button. So let's create this one, right? I'm going to reduplicate this same thing. Call the queues if you need info, right? So that's what I'm going to call the button. And I don't like these colors. So first, what I want to do is I don't want it to open up to a web page. I want it to make a call. So I put the number in, 291-1710. I don't like that font, so I'm going to change the font. I want it to be bold. I want it to be a little bigger. I don't like this color of the button, so I'm going to go for more of a blue color. Let's go there. I don't like white font, so I'm gonna go with, I don't know, whatever, red. Let's just click that. See how easy it is? You know, and then we can click out here, letter spacing. Let's say I just want it to be super spaced out, etc. The button has been created. That's how easy it is, right? To get people to call your number. So now, as we move along, so we've already taught you how to create the text, right? We've taught you how to create an image in here. We've taught you how to create a call action. Well, now I'm going to show you how to click and create a link. So look at how immediately when I click on this button, you can see it says open with web page. So here in this web page, the only thing you have to do that was different than the call is just find a web page that you like, copy that URL or copy that web page and paste it right into here, right into the URL. So I would recommend if there's particular websites that you feel are important to add value, you know, find a website that has some good articles about home decor or ideas for staging or remodeling or about the real estate market. You know, try and get some things to capture the attention of your clients, not just spewing real estate. But I'd think about some ideas. Like for us, if people want to learn a little bit more about actual Halloween and what its origins are, they can click on this and read more about Halloween. Maybe somebody really wants to know. Who knows, right? And then, like for example, in this one, if I click on this one, this is another one that takes you to another link. I found a website, thespruce.com. You might want to write that down, thespruce.com. It has tons of articles that are perfect for this type of stuff. You know, you can find how to decorate for the
Spruce?
holiday. You can see it right here, thespruce.com. So I saved that on my my websites on my browser, and every month I go find an article real quick, copy the link, drop it right in here, and change the name of I put the article name in the button. So you can see right here, it's quickly as that. So I'm going to show you in live what I do. I'm going to go here, go to my newsletter stuff, go to Spruce. This website's got a ton of great stuff, so definitely use it. So let's just see what's interesting here. I don't know. 4 tips. No, I don't want that. Real versus fake Christmas trees. The designer's way, and I don't know. Of fake your way to a clean space before guests arrive. I think people may want to know what to do with that in the holiday season. So I'm just going to click on there. I'm going to take the web page right up top, copy it, go to my KVCORE, click in here, paste that, go here, take this, copy it, click right in here, voila, new button. It's got the web page. And when someone clicks on there, you can make, obviously, this, I'm just showing you quickly how fast you can do this. You know, it shouldn't take a long time, but that's how quickly you can create a button where you drop the page in right here in the URL, and then you just add the article name so that they can go and reference it. And when they open it up, they'll see this and they'll, you know, it's a nice way of correlating the two, right?
Hey, Fred,
Yeah,
how did you, I followed like the copying pasting of the web page
yeah.
where button, and then you change the lettering so it doesn't say button anymore. It said call the queue. How did you change that? Because I've got the telephone number in there because I have my smart number now.
Yeah.
How did you change the lettering in there
Yeah,
from
so
button?
it's just as easy as whatever you want to write. you just click in the button itself, and then you start typing whatever you want the button to be.
Yeah, I thought it was over on the right. Okay.
No,
Good
no,
God.
no, you're good. You're good. That this is what it's all about, right? You know, learning and asking the questions. If you want to keep this particular type of font, so what I did a second ago is I dropped that web page, this website, this web page here, into here to create the new article that I want people to read. And now I'm going to highlight, I highlighted the name of the article so that people, you know, it just, they know what they're going to read. And if you like, if you already have a button that's pre-created, remember, because we said you can duplicate these so that you don't have to create a whole bunch of the same, try and recreate the same thing over and over again by duplicating. You can just highlight what you have in there. And if you right click, you can actually do paste as plain text. Oh no, that's not the way. I'm just seeing how you can paste it without changing the font style. It won't let you. So what I would recommend is just typing it in if you want to keep this the same, right? So that's how you would create a web page so that they can click into. Does anybody have any questions about how that works with taking a web page and dropping that in to a button? Everybody good? Okay, great. So now we duplicating this again. The only thing you need to do is drop the picture in, drop your text in, drop a button in. So that's where I'm creating this stuff. This is just an image, right? I created this in Canva. I gathered the data from the MLS and then I just put it in here, right? So the buttons, you already know how to create the buttons. You know how to create the text. So free home valuation. I haven't shown you how to do squeeze pages yet, but here is where you can use KVCORE to create a squeeze page to take people to get a home evaluation. Or you can use a squeeze page to have somebody have a property search, right? And things to think about with hashtags is that maybe, just maybe, if you want somebody to click on this home search or this market report, maybe you want a hashtag to identify people who came through your email and clicked on these things to see how good your email is working. So you might want to use a hashtag email so that when you go back and maybe analyze your leads and see, hey, you know, how many people are really kind of like, you know, clicking on this stuff here. If you have the hashtag email connected to the squeeze page that I'll eventually show you how to make, you can now search the hashtag email and say, wow, I had 72 people who clicked on some sort of link on my email. Or you can do email home evaluation, email property search. So then you would, you know, dissect it a little bit further. So I'm just giving you ideas on how you can manage and monitor things through different things within KVCORE, right? So the last thing that I did not show you is this. So you can actually upload videos straight into KVCORE. So the way in which we do that, like for example, all of these videos have to sit in an outside system. So for example, let me show you real quick. So videos. So you're going to take videos, you're going to drag them into the place that you want, right? Like I did, like everything else. And here, you're going to, by clicking in here, it's going to ask you what URL or where you want this. So where all of my videos reside are on my YouTube page. So let me just show you an example. So let me go to personal YouTube page. So I would recommend that you do that. So if any videos that you do for yourself, and you're posting on social media, think about whether you want to have some on YouTube, or you maybe intentfully do one video a month that just goes onto YouTube. Maybe nobody watches it, or maybe thousands of people watch it. But if you can create just an intentful little video that you can save on your YouTube page, which it's very easy to create. If I go to content, I can take whatever video that I have here, or let me try and go to my channel while I get our channel. Let me just, maybe I wanted to do the monthly recap. This is a weekly recap, but let me grab some videos here. Let me do the one with Carlos, right? Talking about the lending process. If I click on this video, the only thing I need to do, similar to the other ones, is just grab the URL page, right? Copy. And when you come here, you can add the URL, right? And there it is. Bam, it just popped right in. You can change the title from what it showed up as on the web page itself, or you can just leave that title itself. But here we are. The video's there and intact. So you can change the style of the button if you'd like. You can see the varying differences in the two buttons from one video to the other. You can pick a solid. You could pick it a round outline, which is what I like. Rectangle, outlined, whatever your personal style is. You can pick whether the icon is light or if it's dark, right? You can select the size if you want, making it bigger or smaller. But by creating a YouTube video, you can save that video, and at a minimum, if there's something that you can add value as far as a video of content once a month, it's probably a great idea to consider, because it adds value. So if you've got buyers if the topic of the market right now is buyers, and that's the hot topic to get people moving forward, because buyers are where most of the transactions will happen most efficiently, it might be a good idea to talk about a topic around enticing buyers to want to buy and not to listen to the news and stuff. And you might have 700 buyers in your database. You might speak to 3 of them or 10 of them, and they might be like, well, actually, after watching that video that Ross did about buyers, maybe we should give him a call. Like maybe it's not that bad of an idea or bad time, right? This little video I've held for months about how much is your house worth, and we've gotten calls from this right here. So a thing to think about as well is, if you have a YouTube page, why not promote it? So subscribe now. So if you click here to subscribe now, it takes you directly to our YouTube page, right? So maybe there's content that we have each month that's they find interesting and they want to learn more. Or you could say, whatever you want on the button, but just use your creativity and your thought. You want people going to your YouTube page. You want people going to your website. You want people, coming to KVCORE. So why not plug in there as much as you can? Subscribe here. Click here to come to our webpage. Click here for a home market evaluation. Click here for a buy. Give them all the options for them to know that they don't need to go anywhere else, right? So do you guys kind of understand how to quickly do? Obviously, there's a whole nother training thing to create a video in YouTube, which is not very hard to do if you have your own page and to create that. But once you have that set up, you can easily download that video into YouTube and then go to the actual video itself. And then, save that link here. And once again, it's open with the web page. So, if we're going back, just to summarize real quick, you're going to click on video. You're going to drag it over, right? You're going to then click on here and then add the web page, give it a title, and it's going to pop up immediately. So if I think I do it again real quick, there's that page. Bam, you see how quickly it uploaded, and now you're good. They can click on that. You can change the button style, and now you've got a video, right? If you don't have the courage or the stamina or the willpower or the knowledge on how to do a video yourself on YouTube, there could be somebody who is a market analysis, an expert in the economy. And maybe this video, you might not feel comfortable doing that, but you can lean them to this video on a good topic. But people like to watch crap. So, I would definitely think about that. So lastly, let's see if there's anything else that I might have missed in some of that's pretty much it. Now, the beautiful thing is once you're done with this, right, there'll be a save button, not a clone button, but once you save it, it'll save in the repository of your emails. So I'm going to click out of this real quick, and I'm not going to save this. But once you save this, I didn't, come on. Once you save it, then you'll be able to search for it here, either by typing in a keyword or just, searching all the levels of emails that you got. So the important thing for you to understand, and we'll end with this, is that that's the basis of creating an advanced email. In your email campaigns, as you start to get fancy and start to come up with your messages, you can clone the original email that you created, and I would recommend to clone it as I showed you before by clicking here and just cloning it so that you don't have to recreate a million things over again. Create one template and then use that. Maybe you just call it email template. And then from there, you can use that as the basis for all the other emails so that you have a consistent, good looking image of yourself and branding for your campaigns and your newsletters and stuff. But I will definitely tell you, it takes about 15 minutes once you get used to it, if you have all the information in front of you, to create a newsletter. And I'm telling you now, it's fact from experience doing this. I send a newsletter every month, and we're having clients now in year 3 going into year 4 that are coming to us saying that I get your newsletter every month, and that's why I called you. So, that's where we're at. So hopefully that is a good thing for you to possibly take this week and try and create a newsletter, create a template for a newsletter, and maybe just send out something this month for the holiday season with some information, maybe some stats, some pictures, some testimonials and stuff like that. Go out there, or don't even send it, but just create it, right? And maybe if you want to call me throughout the week, I could, pop on a Zoom and we can look at it, and I could give you some advice or some of this or some of that so that you feel comfortable. Okay. So that's all I
I
got.
have a newsletter, but it pales in comparison to yours, but you gave me some great ideas. So thank you.
And you guys can always call me if you want to bounce ideas that might be helpful, because you might give me something that I'm not looking at either. So
Hey, Fred, I kind of have it. I was doing it as you were talking, probably
Yeah.
why I missed some stuff, but if I don't I won't remember.
Sure.
And I can't write that
Hold
fast.
on, Ross. Lynette, hold on, Ross. Oh, we lost Ross. Okay. So
Oh, sorry.
that's okay. Continue on.
I kind of have the template set up where I've got the picture, and then I love the spruce. I have that website bookmarks now. How do I hit add template, and that's when it'll let me add it to my bevy of templates, or do I click out of there and it asks me if I want to save it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've got like
at the bottom. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go to email template. This is a blank, clear template, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's go here. Come on. You can do it. So let me just add a button. add the button. Let's just do a web page, right? And that's yeah, let's just leave it like that. Yeah, you're gonna give it a template name. So test, right? I'm gonna do
Yep.
test. You're gonna give it a subject name, test, and then you're just gonna add template. So
Okay.
now that you've created that template, you can clone it from this point forward.
Sweet. That's why I didn't want to click out of there. I didn't want to hit the wrong button.
So
and
watch,
delete.
if you click test now, I'll be able to hopefully find this email. Yeah, so you see I've got the test. Now I can clone that email repetitively and then create new versions of it and give it new names and new titles. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So you might want to create an email template so that you can use that as the basis for all future emails. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm still looking for it. Yes. Okay. Got it. Sorry.
Okay. So, just one bit of recommendation as well. You now have a template that you can work on. I would keep that template so that it's your basis for your future emails that you're going to create, right? Moving forward.
Yeah.
And if you have something that's a little better that has some of the canned stuff, you can always resave it over that or something like that. But you want to start thinking about your messages.
Yeah.
Right? And the newsletter is a good way to just start hashing through that on a monthly basis. But at a minimum, definitely make sure that you do that. And next week I'll show you guys how to do a mass email to a whole group of your database in one shot.
Sweet. Thank you. That's why I didn't want to lose it because I finally got it. Because I'm not kidding you. I probably, and I think I have the knowledge of the 4 other CRM systems that I've worked for in the past, worked with in the past, and this runs very differently.
Yeah.
But I'll here and click around, and if I do figure something out, I lose it somehow. I'll click the wrong button to save it, and so I probably 20 hours I spent in the beginning trying to figure out KVCORE, and that's why I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna do in real life stuff.
So the good thing is that the video is going to be on my YouTube page. I would ask that you can subscribe, please, just to support us. And
Or
it's
I
there.
started
It's
guys months ago.
Yeah, so it's there, and you can go back, and I'm saving each week, so it's there for you.
Awesome.
Okay.
You rock, Fred. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good one.